Hey, what's going on, everyone? Happy Monday. All right, quick update for you. So we finally saw, dare I say it, the unthinkable, the unimaginable, and it didn't take a nuclear bomb. It didn't take an asteroid. Finally saw some selling today. Mainly in the big tech names. Nvidia down 2.7, Netflix down 2.5, Google down 2, Amazon and Meta and Tesla down about 1.5. The QQQ down 0.9, and the IWM up 1%, just to keep things interesting. All right, so question of the day, do I want to get short the market? So we got the indices here, and we got the big three scores. Now, keep in mind, we're going to push the update for the indicator tomorrow. So Tuesday the 5th. These watch list columns here for the big three score, part of the update. So we got the indices, and then we got the weekly, the daily, and the 1 hour big three score. All right, now the weekly charts. Dow Jones gets a 9 out of 10. QQQ 9 out of 10. S&P's 9 out of 10. The RSP is a positive 6, and the IWM is a positive 6. So do any of my weekly charts currently shape up for a big short? The answer would be no. Daily scores. IWM and RSP and the S&Ps, 9 out of 10, the Dow 9 out of 10, and the QQQ 7 out of 10. So even though the QQQ goes down about 1% today, does that leave the daily chart in a position where I want to short it? Not with a 7 out of 10, a positive 7. And then checking the hourly scores, IWM, RSP, and the Dow get a positive 9. The S&Ps get a positive 6. All right, now the QQQ, we got a little bit of blood. Negative 5. So do I want to short the QQQ? If I'm going to short an index, based on these scores, that's my best option. Not off the weekly, not off the daily, but based on the hourly. So if we jump over to the QQQ on the hourly, you got the sell signal. So you got a little something here, but then your context tells you I have an hourly sell signal right on top of my daily 21, while the indicator is printing a daily buy signal. I don't like that fight. Hourly sell signal trying to duke it out with a daily buy signal. So do I want to short the QQQ? Not until that signal changes. If we're under the 21, if the daily buy signal disappears, all right, we're going for a gap fill. Maybe I short it. For now, I got to lean bullish. Doesn't mean I jump in blindly, but if we are at that 21, the indicator's cranking out a buy signal. In my 11 or 12 years of trading, that's never been a short. So above that 21, I can't get short. And then what about the S&Ps? Can I short the S&Ps? Well, I'm not even going to consider that until we finally get an hourly sell signal. And we haven't had one of them bad boys, since October 30th. So Halloween came and the buy signals, or the sell signals rather, disappeared. So at no point in over a month have we had that combo where your momentum, the structure, the stacked EMAs, all the fixins lined up for a short. So yeah, right now I can't short either. I don't have an hourly sell signal on the S&Ps, and even though I've got one on the QQQ, it's right on top of daily support. So that takes us to the 4-hour squeeze. And I think you want to watch this really closely over the next... watch it closely until it fires. What I think the 4-hour squeeze here, and we've got one on the S&Ps, the QQQ, Apple, Tesla, Amazon, and AMD. And probably a few more. But with the focus on the S&Ps and the Qs, what I think the 4-hour squeeze will eventually do is one of two things. One, it could fire short. And hey, at that point, if the 4-hour squeeze breaks short, and price is actually taking out that daily 21, okay, now I think you can look to short the QQQ. And hey, at that point, you can do it in a nice risk-reward fashion. Let the 4-hour squeeze break short. Let them dump it under that daily 21. Short it, put your stop back above that daily 21. Should be a good risk-reward. What I think is a little bit more likely, and it could change tomorrow, but I say a little bit more likely, because we have a daily buy signal, and because the weekly squeeze just fired long. What I think could happen here on the 4-hour squeeze is that it wants to slingshot higher. So we enter a 4-hour squeeze. The squeeze is printing. Momentum breaks under the 0 line. You are hanging out under the 21 EMA. So a couple of things are coming together that maybe influence that squeeze to want to break short. So now from here, if it doesn't break short, and then instead we're back above that 4-hour 21, I think that could slingshot right back towards those highs, and then through there, you are looking for that big 400. So for the QQQ and then most names out there, there's the playbook. 4-hour squeeze breaks short. We get the old dumper. Price breaks the daily 21 EMA. You potentially look for a short. If we're above that 21 EMA, you avoid getting short, and then if we're back above that 4-hour 21 in that 4-hour squeeze, I think she wants to go higher. So for an individual stock, take Amazon. And I think you can look for very much the same trade here in Amazon. We've got a perfect weekly squeeze, 10 out of 10 on the big three, and then as of last Friday, a brand new daily squeeze. So that could be a pretty bullish combo. Daily squeeze in a buy signal, a weekly squeeze in a buy signal. If the market wants to play ball, that can take Amazon through 150 towards 160. So you got it right where you want it, right on top of that daily 21. Brand new squeeze printing. Drop down to the 4-hour. Watch that over the next few days. Looking for the same things you're looking for in the QQQ. If the 4-hour squeeze breaks short, and price takes out that daily 21, perhaps you're looking for a short here on Amazon. If instead we hold support above that 21, price goes back above, we'll call it 145-ish, and then momentum on the squeeze begins to rise, look for that to slingshot higher back towards 150-ish. So what I'm doing is I'm starting with the S&Ps and the QQQ, marking up my key support, I'm finding a few squeezes. From here, I'm going to let them lead the way. Before I can get long Amazon, I've got to get the trigger in the QQQ. The trigger being the pop and the hold back above that 4-hour 21. So tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, no matter what Amazon does, if I don't get the trigger in the QQQ first, I can't take it. In both directions. So if Amazon dumps tomorrow, we're breaking that daily 21, 4-hour squeeze firing short, but the QQQ still holds above that daily 21. If I don't get the trigger for a short in the QQQ, I can't get short Amazon. Same rules apply to the upside. So we're watching the QQQ, we're watching the Amazons, and then we got some Google here for February expiration. It's a trade I would still like to add to. I'd have to see a move back above that weekly 21. I would definitely have to see them print the weekly buy signal again. But if that does happen, it's a great spot to pick it up. Back above that 21, you get your buy signal. Everything's shaping up for a push towards 150. But it all comes down to the QQQ. So keep an eye on that tomorrow. Take your context from your bigger time frames, and then watch your 4-hour squeezes, watch your hourly squeezes. Usually a pretty good compass. But all right, y'all, quick update for you. I gave you my reasons for not getting short just yet. Gave you a few things I'm looking for tomorrow. And then, as mentioned, update to the Big 3 indicator coming your way in the AM. But all right, y'all, have a good night. Be safe. Enjoy dinner with your family. Take your dog for a few walks. Give it a firm, loving pat on the behind. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.